Do you remember the arcades of your childhood? Here's a look at some of mine.
Are you having a birthday? There's only one place to go, Wilsonville Family Fun Center, where everyone of all ages can have fun. Win tickets for prizes and play all the latest games in our huge game room. Battle it out with your friends in our cool laser tag arena. Take a ride on our go-kart track, play around mini golf, or splash around on the bumper boats. What are you waiting for? Ask your parents to reserve your birthday party today. Wilsonville Family Fun Center and Bullwinkle's Restaurant, I-5, exit 283 in Wilsonville.
If you were a kid, teenager, or young adult growing up in the 1970s, 1980s, and even into the 90s, you might have played video games. In this video, I'm not going to be talking about that Atari 2600 sitting in your living room on top of the wood TV, or the Nintendo cartridges laying scattered on your floor. I'm talking about those iconic arcades from our past. Back in the good old days, there were those kids who were like gods to me. They could play for what seemed like hours on a single quarter, or at least that's how I thought I remembered it. Oh, how I wish I could have been as good as them, but I guess I could have been if I had spent all the quarters my parents gave me. If you look hard enough, you'll see me at this arcade. Keep looking. Oh, there I am. See that other guy standing there watching the other guy playing video games? No, I'm not talking about Jeff Spicoli, the stoner surfer dude. I'm talking about Spicoli, the guy who watched others play the video games. That was me. I sucked at playing, and it was pretty embarrassing when I wasted that quarter for a 10-second play. You see, when I was growing up, I was that poser at the arcade. I wanted to be like them, but I sucked playing video games. Don't get me wrong. I played with the best of them on Nintendo. But we aren't talking about Nintendo now, are we? I'm sure, just like me, you went to at least one of these iconic places. If you grew up in Southern California, you may have remembered PJ Pizazz in West Covina. PJ Pizazz contained pinball machines, skee-ball, and Hit City, an area where customers could play the latest upright video arcade machines. For one token, children could play in a ball pit or bounce in a bounce house. The mascot of PJ Pizazz was a simple animatronic robot character named PJ, who mingled with guests and delivered them personalized messages. Perhaps you remember Malibu Grand Prix. Originally located on Castleton Street, right next to the Pomona Freeway, it featured a large arcade with the latest coin-operated games, 2 to 3 full-size pay-per-play pool tables, along with the infamous go-kart track. Both 3/4 Indy-style race cars and smaller go-karts were raced on the track. Malibu Grand Prix also owned and operated the Fun Center next door, simply known as Showboat. Showboat had its own arcade section, 2 18-hole miniature golf courses, and a water park. Both places are no longer exist in this place, except now it is called Speed Zone, originally Malibu Speed Zone, and features the scaled race cars, go-karts, and scaled dragsters. If you live near Pasadena, you may have played at the Pak Mann Arcade, or the Western Arcade. In fact, Pak Mann Arcade was the go-to spot from 1982 until 2002. Pictures of Pak Mann Arcade show up super briefly at the start of the King of Kong documentary, which is a fun movie if you haven't seen it. If you grew up near Norwalk, you may have gone to the golf and stuff and played mini golf or played in the arcade. This iconic place was in the original Karate Kid, as well as in Cobra Kai. During the 80s, I grew up in the OC, and the arcade that I would go to was called Partners Pizza in Yorba Linda, off of Village Center. They were around from around 1985 until around 1990. Another arcade that I would go to was Lamppost Pizza off of Richfield in Yorba Linda. Did you notice a trend here? They were pizza places with arcades. I didn't go to those big name arcades in the mall, and they really didn't have any freestanding arcades, just pizza places that we would go to on a Friday or Saturday night. But the one arcade that was the ultimate birthday destination was called Camelot. You know you made it on the school playground when someone would invite you to their birthday party at this place. Most of the time, kids just needed butts to fill the seats at their birthday parties, and just like that nation ball game at my elementary school, I was usually last to be picked. Probably an afterthought if you ask me. Camelot Pizza Arcade is located in Anaheim, just off the 91 freeway. It is a big medieval-themed arcade, mini-golf, laser tag, pizza parlor, former water slide fun center. And the arcade was built in the 1970s, and once had a water slide, but after someone was killed in it, I think they must have shut it down and tore it down. I went to a couple of birthday parties here, but as I got older, I would play in the video game arcade. My favorite games to this day are The Punisher and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And you want to know why? Because they were the only arcade games I could ever pass, and I was actually a little bit decent at it too. In fact, the arcade probably made a pretty nice profit off of me since I would play for what seemed like hours. You know what? I was wrong, about the water slide at least. Camelot still has a water slide. So before you make a comment berating this video, I was wrong. I guess I won't be invited to your birthday party at this place. So do you have any special memories of your arcades? Leave a comment below and tell me what games you were good at. So what are some of your favorite memories of this place? Leave a comment or a suggestion for a future video below. Be sure to hit that like button. Thanks for watching.